Hello, friends. Happy Heart Chakra Day. I know it's Valentine's Day, but we are going to talk about the heart chakra. I thought today would be the appropriate day. Can't get my stuff set up right. Today would be an appropriate day to talk about the heart chakra. And trust me, I could talk about this for an hour. I really could. There's so much information, so much to this. It can be really, really deep. But I am just going to spend a couple of minutes and give you the basic overview of what the heart chakra is and how it's important to our journey towards self-love and self-development. If you're not familiar, chakras are like wheels of energy that start at the base of our spine and come all the way up. You've probably seen those pictures, those images with the colored wheels that go all the way up the back of a spine, or you've seen like a meditating person with the lights lighting up through their spine, because that's pretty much what it does. There are 7 of them, and they start at the base of the spine. That's the root chakra, and it goes all the way up to the crown chakra at the top of your head. So the first 3 chakras are more physical in nature. They affect us more in a physical way. And the top 3, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra, those are more spiritual. Those are the spiritual. So you've got the 3 physical chakras and then the top 3 that are spiritual. So smack dab in the middle is the heart chakra. So it connects the two, and that's why it's so vital to our well-being and our health and finding self-love and just really finding balance in our lives, because it does balance the two. So it's pretty interesting. Believe it or not, the heart chakra is represented by the color green. Most people would think it would be maybe red or even pink, but it's represented by the color green. And that has to do with the root chakra is red. And then as that energy, it has to do with the speed or the frequency of the light and how fast it moves, how fast energy moves. It affects the color, like on the color wheel. So a slower frequency would be the color red, and then as you move up, you get orange. It speeds up a little bit, and then you get your yellow, and then you have your green, and you have your blue, you have indigo, and you have violet. So you work your way up. So green it just has to do with what that color looks like when the energy is spinning at a certain frequency, if that makes sense. So it has to do with green, so that's important to know. So since this is at the center, it's the center of our energy path, the heart chakra allows us to feel, love, joy, happiness, and compassion. That's where all of that comes from. And when we're in balance, that's the way we live, that's the way we feel. We have a tendency to be more compassionate, to be more loving, to be more giving, even towards ourselves, not just towards other people, but towards ourselves as well. We learn to really love ourselves and accept ourselves the way we are. If you have a blocked chakra, or one that's out of balance, so it's not spinning at the right frequency, then you might feel a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, jealousy, hurt, resentment, heartache in general. If that's the majority of your thoughts and your emotions, then it might be your heart chakra. It might be. So we want a healthy, balance of the two. Things that could cause it to be blocked, or for that energy, it's important as the energy flows up the spine, if one chakra is blocked. So let's say your sacral chakra is blocked. That's the second one. If it's blocked, then the energy is going to have a hard time getting through to come all the way up through your crown chakra. And that's what you need for that spiritual enlightenment. You need it to come all the way up. So things that, these are, again, I'm just doing a real high level overview of this, because I could talk all day about the different chakras. So things that could happen that might cause your heart chakra to be blocked or spinning slower than it should. It could be rejection from anywhere. It could be rejection from a love interest, a relationship. It could be rejection at a young age. It could be if a parent abandoned you or something happened to you in childhood. And the thing of it is, the younger you were that something affected you, probably the more serious work needs to be done to unravel that, to process that, and your heart chakra may have been blocked for a very long time. It can come and go. Like you could have healed from something, and then you have a bad breakup, and it kind of pulls that up again, and it comes blocked again. You could lose someone, you could lose a loved one to a relationship or to death or lots of different things. It can be a friendship. It can be a broken friendship. That can really break your heart and break that, that journey. It can, if you have a hard time trusting, it's going to break that connection between the lower chakras and the upper chakras. Then in contrast, so that's if your chakra is too out of balance in one direction. If it's too out of balance in the other direction, where it's, too much, this is going to sound silly, but hear me out, where you have like too much love and joy and compassion and happiness, you could spin that out of context, and you could be, maybe you're in a codependent relationship because, you just love that person so much. You love them so much that you're going to let them get away with whatever. Maybe you've become a parental figure in a relationship because you're just like, you're in there. You want to solve everything. You want to love the problem away. You want to love them to a healthy state or to where you need them to be. If you say yes to absolutely everything, your heart chakra could be spinning in the other direction. And I know I've had a problem with that too. It's something that, again, these things come and go. It's not like once it's clear and flowing freely, it's not like it'll stay that way forever. It's a constant, it's an everyday effort through all the chakras. But in particular, one way to work on the heart chakra is to set boundaries and to know your limits and stop saying yes to everything. And then another quick clue that you may be spinning in the wrong direction with your heart is that, do you fall in love frequently? Like, do you fall in love with every single relationship? Think about that. That's like too much love, if there is such a thing. It's an unhealthy, response to love. So this is very interesting. I'm going to read something to you, and then we'll talk about some things that you can do if you recognize yourself in either one of those scenarios of being in one direction too far or the other direction too far. So if you're feeling jealousy and anger and resentment, and like you can't be happy for anybody, like you're always, like if someone else succeeds, you're, instead of rejoicing for them, like you're bitter. If you constantly feel that way, that's one way. And if you feel the other way and you're over loving and you're codependent in relationships and things like that, if you recognize yourself in either one of those scenarios, I'll tell you some ways, some things that you can do to help you while you're trying to clear those emotions. But one thing that I read that is very interesting is that the American Heart Association, this is like true. This is true. This has been scientifically approved that doctors they admit that social disconnection can lead to heart disease. So the American Heart Association actually studied this, and they found that people who spend more time alone or who feel lonely on a regular basis have an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. That's real. Like, heartache is real. A broken heart is real. An analysis of 181,000 adults discovered that loneliness, social isolation, or both were linked to a 29% higher risk of heart attack and a 32% risk of stroke. That is just incredible. That just blew my mind. I mean, again, that heart is so vital to our existence, to our healthy existence, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's amazing. So again, if you've noticed yourself in any of those, It's really cool. Like, there is just some really simple things that you can do to start healing different chakras. But if you're working on the heart chakra, which again is represented by the color green, surround yourself with green. Even eating green foods, like you can eat green foods to help heal your heart, like vegetables and fruits that are green, green apples, spinach, broccoli, green beans, even olive oil, avocados, olives, kiwis, limes. The other color that you can associate with the heart chakra is pink. Sometimes like that, when that the frequency of that light is spinning and it spins to that green color, you can also see like little hints of pink in it. So sometimes pink can be very healing for the heart chakra. And in that case, eat a lot of salmon. Eat things that are pink, but salmon is really, really good for you to heal your heart. That's why, I don't know, it seems like I've noticed like Valentine's dinners a lot of time involve salmon, or even prime rib, because it has the pink hint in it, and pork. Those are really good things. So eating a lot of green foods, concentrating on those green foods can help heal you. Surround yourself with the color green by the clothes you wear. If you have something green that you can wear, if you have a green scarf that you could start carrying around with you, anything green is going to help you with that. You might even notice, like if you've had a severely blocked heart chakra for a period of time, your subconscious might even be filling your surroundings with green without you even realizing it. Like you might all of a sudden be gravitating towards the color green when you're shopping for things for your home, or when you're picking out clothing. You might, subconsciously, you might be picking up a lot of green things. Think about it. Like I've gone through this with like root chakra, which is the color red, and I realized one day that my house was red. Like I had a red couch, I had red pillows. Everything, I painted an orange wall, like everything was like those red orange colors, telling me subconsciously that I needed to work on my root chakra. So pay attention. If you find yourself like craving the color green, that's a sign. So there are other things that you can do. Essential oils are really good. You can diffuse essential oils that help the heart chakra, and one of them is rose oil. Just plain and simple rose oil. Rose oil is an antidepressant. It's really good for following breakups of relationships, whether it be like a love interest or a friendship breakup, anything like that, the rose oil can help. If you are dealing with shock or grief from a sudden loss, maybe from a death of a loved one, then Sweet Melissa is a really good oil to diffuse or just have around. If it's mixed with a carrier oil like jojoba oil or coconut oil or something like that that makes it topical, you can even apply it to your wrist and inhale that throughout the day. If you have beads, a lot of people have like the beaded bracelets. I don't have one down here. I have a million of them, but some of them have like the little lava rock looking bead on them, and that's so you can apply oil. You can put a drop of oil on that, and then you'll smell that throughout the day. Peppermint helps create empathy and a friendly atmosphere, and it helps you give love without guilt. So those are the 3 essential oils that are really good for healing the heart. The color green, yes, I talked about that. Crystals. Okay, crystals are really powerful. And crystals pick up energy from the earth, and I think that's why they're so powerful. I have a lot of crystals. I love them. Again, we're going with greens and pinks because it's the heart. So if the problem is like general in nature, if your heart chakra, you feel like it's blocked and it's just like general in nature, and it's not like a romantic or like a breakup kind of situation. We'll talk about what color that is in a second. But if it's just in general, you think your heart chakra needs some work, then the green stones, jade stones, are really good. It doesn't matter. I have like a rough rock that you can carry around. I have some that are polished and smooth, and I even have one. I bought this one at a crystal shop in Florida that's heart-shaped. So you can carry these around, like put one in your pocket, hold it in your hand while you're meditating or praying, put one under your pillow. pillow, put one on your nightstand. Just have these green crystals close by, and the energy from these stones will help change your mood. It will help you heal. Now, if your problem is more romantic in nature, okay, if it's love related with either a friend or a partner or yourself, if you are having a really hard time with yourself, with your self-worth, with just like accepting yourself for who you are, if you're struggling with that, then you want pink quartz. Pink is really, really good for just love in general. I love pink quartz. It's probably my favorite of all of my stones. I have several of these. And same thing, carry it around, put it in your pocket, do whatever. So that's how you can heal with stones. You can also use different incense of the oils that I mentioned, a rose incense. Let's see, meditation. Meditation is really good. And as you might imagine, it has to do, meditate on things that make you feel loved and powerful and accepted. You can, I have some mantras that you can tell yourself. So if you don't know how to meditate and you want to meditate to help heal your heart chakra, meditation, we can get into that another time, but it's really as simple as concentrating on one thing. Like bring your mind to one thing and sit in a quiet room and just think about that one thing. But you can tell yourself, here's a few things you can tell yourself. You might want to write these down. I am open to love. Okay, so depending on what your situation is, you might want to pick out one of these mantras that I'm going to tell you. I am open to love. Okay, so if you feel like you're not worthy of being loved, maybe you're looking for a relationship, you want to be in a relationship, but it's not happening. It might be because your subconscious is telling you that you're not worthy of love. So that's the one for you. I am open to love. Another one is I am wanted and loved. I am wanted and loved. Here's a really big one that I think a lot of people need to hear is I forgive myself. I forgive myself. So many of us are blocked in our heart because of something that we've done in the past. It could have been, as a parent a million years ago. It could have been as a partner, a month ago. It could have been just a bad decision you made that has nothing to do with love whatsoever. It just a bad choice you made that negatively affected your life or someone else's. You have to forgive yourself. You will never heal unless you forgive yourself. So if that's you, then your mantra is I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And you would just sit quietly with your eyes closed, and you don't have to say it out loud. You can just say it on repeat in your mind. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself, until you believe it, until it really happens. Another one is I live in a state of grace and gratefulness. So expressing gratitude is a big way. That's a really strong and powerful way to clear your heart chakra, is being grateful for what you have with grace. So that's a good one. I live in a state of grace and gratitude. And here's the last one I'm going to give you. I am perfect just the way I am. I am perfect just the way I am. Those are your mantras you can choose from to heal your heart chakra. Isn't that exciting? We have a pharmacy little meeting at 11 o'clock, so I feel like I'm rushing through this because I want to do a couple things before I go on and listen to that. If you're interested in more, give me a shout. I can talk about it more. Obviously, this is my favorite subject. I can talk for an hour on each of the 7 chakras easily. So if that resonated with you, if that was interesting to you, please let me know. If you have any thoughts about that. So instead of Valentine's Day, we are calling this Happy Heart Chakra Day. I hope your heart chakra is balanced and full of love and compassion, but just the right amount, that you're able to see the world through loving eyes, that you're able to love people and accept people just as they are, and that you're able to love and accept yourself exactly as you are. Have a great day.